issues. So I'm going to give them some time. If you guys on Facebook don't mind holding on, so we can make sure that the people on Instagram have their information and that you guys are on me. If you're on Instagram, please tell me if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Say yes. Let me know. Give me some thumbs up if y'all can hear me. I just want to make sure. Thank you for everybody that's live right now. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure that my Instagram followers can hear me because I was having some issues. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. So we're back. Once again, I want to thank you guys all for being here. Sorry, Instagram, for my technical difficulties. I promise to get my iPad fixed or get a new one in the very, very, very near future. If anybody wants to buy me one, y'all can start a GoFundMe or whatever. I'd appreciate it. But like I said, don't forget, today's giveaway is being sponsored by Truly Blue Events. Wonderful lady. I've been working with her for years, actually. So she's going to be donating today either a white chocolate stiletto filled with infused strawberries or a dozen of infused cupcakes. So either way, keep watching for your chance to win today's giveaway. Shout out to Perfectly Flawless Boutique. They were our sponsor for last week. So moving forward. So today's topic, now that we got all that out the way and everybody can hear me great and everything like that. Now that we got all that out the way, today's topic is know your status. So a lot of people use the term know your status in so many different ways, and I'm going to pretty much touch on all of them. So know your status is a very popular catchphrase when we speak about HIV and AIDS awareness, just STD awareness, just being aware of your body, just knowing the status of, your health and your wellness. So I feel that that's definitely very important. It is something that us as a community, and I'm not just saying black people, I'm not just saying lesbians, I'm not just saying young people, just us in general. And I think I might have left my book in the car. I'm just saying, oh no, I didn't. I'm just saying us in general as beings, just this generation in total, we're just not really aware of ourselves the way we should be. And I think that it's a really big deal. So like I said, it's a lot deeper than, STDs, but I feel like at the very least, as adults, as sexually active adults, anybody that's on here right now is more than likely over 18. If you're not, you should probably be in the bed. More than likely over 18 and sexually active. And I just feel like at the very least, even if you're not on top of your, you haven't went and got your back checked out or your acne isn't cleared up, but at the very least, I feel like it's important for you to know your sexual status, especially when you're out here, like I said, being sexually active, when you're in relationships, when you're, because now you have other people's lives on the line or other people's, you have too much power over somebody else. If you don't know your status and then they don't know theirs, or they know theirs and then you don't know yours, and it's just like, it's kind of counterproductive. So I definitely want to strongly encourage any of you guys, if you're not on top of your, on your STD testing or your HIV or AIDS testing, this is not to throw a shot at anybody. This is not to get on a high horse, but I just feel like it's something very important. You guys know that I try to talk about whatever it is that comes up, whatever comes to my mind. No topic is off limits. So I feel like this is definitely something that is important. So I strongly encourage any of you guys that if you haven't been tested lately, if you haven't been tested in the last 6 months, if you haven't been tested since a new partner, that I strongly encourage you guys to just go ahead and get the test. Like, knowing is all that you can do, and then moving forward, whatever the results are, you just deal with it accordingly. Like, it's not the end of the world, but you just want to know. Like, I just feel like a lot of people, and I can admit I've been like this, not necessarily with my sexual stat or with like my STD testing, but with other things, health wise, I kind of was just like, ignorance may be bliss. You don't necessarily either want to know, feel like it, you're afraid. So sometimes that's a thing, and it's a completely understandable, but at the same time, like, we have to be adult about the situation. We have to take into consideration what all of this means. So we can't just go around being ignorant, because it's just not okay. So I want to rather encourage any of you guys, if you haven't been tested, If some people have never been tested, if you've never been tested, I strongly encourage you to go out and get tested. Please, please, please. I have a website here that I just wanted to share with you guys. It's just www.gettested.cdc.gov. You just simply go there, no matter where you are in the United States. You just simply go to that website, find a place in your local area, and just go ahead and get tested. Like I said, the worst is not knowing. Nobody wants to, and I don't want to get too graphic, but nobody just wants to drop dead. Nobody has a fucking clue. So many things, like we live in the 21st century, like it's 2017. There's so many different, options out here, so much medicine, so much support. So nothing is a legitimate reason for you to not be tested in this day and age. I just feel like y'all better go ahead and get it while the getting's good. Why these programs are still available, why this free testing is still out there. If it's somebody that I know personally and you haven't been tested and you want to speak about it, or you've been tested and you want to talk about it, I am here, and I put that on my life. Like, anybody that, if you want me to pay for your testing, I will. If I know you personally and you've not been tested and you can't find free testing, I will help you, because it is really that important. We out here, and I talk a lot about relationships. I speak a lot about sex. I speak a lot about dating. I speak a lot about multiple sex partners and all of that. And as an adult 31-year-old woman, I may or may not be monogamous, and I want to do what I want, and I want to protect myself, because nobody wants to have a good time at the risk of. It's never that deep. Like, I want to have a good time, don't get me wrong, but not at, I don't want to risk my life for a good nut. Like, of course not. Nobody wants to do that. So that's not okay. And I just wanted to confirm that you guys can all hear me. I have somebody on Facebook saying that they can't hear me. So I just want to make sure that everybody can hear. If you can hear me, can I get a couple thumbs up just to make sure that we're still good? I don't want to be talking and y'all can't hear me. So cool. So yeah, so that's how I feel about the whole, that's where I was going with that, of course. And it's basically, like I said, it's just a basic necessity. You should know. We should know. Your partners should know. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your partners. You owe it to the community. You just owe it. And it's just only right, because fuck everybody else. Don't you want to know? Especially, you would hate to have something happen to you and it was so avoidable. And like I said, I'm not here to get graphic, but we're all grown. So at the end of the day, people, you got a little itch, you need to go and get that checked out. You got a little burn, go on and get it checked out. It may be something as simple as a cream. Go on, take the cream, you be fine. Go on, you be fine. Take a little shower afterwards. Give it a couple days, let it work through. Take a pussy pause. Get 7 days without cooch, and you'll be okay. So it's really that simple. So please, please, please go get tested, guys. Again, the website is, I'm going to hear, I'll put it in the comments, and I'll post it on my page as well when the show's over. But it's www.gettested. So it's GETTESTED .cdc. So that's for the Center of Disease Control, of course. cdc.gov. Gov. It's that simple. It's anonymous. You just go and you just find somewhere in your local area, get it done, get it over with, and then you good. Then you can go out here and get your pussy popping until, next 6 months or 3 months or however often you need to do it. I definitely don't want you guys to get off the wrong impression that when you're in a relationship, it's okay not to get tested. Even if you've been with the same person, nobody wants to say that their man or their woman is cheating on them or anything like that, but it's okay for both of you guys. It's something that you guys should get in the habit of doing together. Because some things lay dormant. Some things you may not even know you've had. You can be in a relationship with this person for a year, and it's just like, well, I didn't know. It may have never come up. So it's so many different, aspects to that. So it's not, thank you so much. So it's not necessarily a matter of, oh, they cheated on me and now you burnt me. It may not even be that way. So you guys we need to be grown about this. We need to be adult about things, because that's another reason that a lot of people don't get tested, especially when they're in relationships. You may have something going on with you, and I'll give you guys a perfect example. So let's say in a heterosexual relationship, so a man and a woman, they're together, and the girl, she's like, oh, I feel a little weird. But women, we have a lot more signs, or we're a little teeny bit, I don't want to say we're more aware, but our symptoms will be a little bit different if you have some type of like infection or anything like that. Our little things are a little bit more sensitive than a guy. So she may be thinking, oh, maybe I got a yeast infection or whatever, whatever. But you still fucking your nigga. You're not going to get checked out. You think you got a basic yeast infection and you done had sex with your boyfriend and y'all raw and this and that. And that yeast infection can turn to give him chlamydia or it can give him trichomonas or something that he can't even get rid of. When you could have very well went and got yourself checked out. And maybe it wasn't a yeast infection. Maybe it was a bacteria infection. That bacteria grew, and now you passed it to him, and then it grew on him, and it turned into something, adverse reaction based on him and his chemical makeup. So it's really, really deep, guys, but it's so simple as just going to get checked out. Simple test, 10 minutes, you wait a week, they call you back, no news is good news, and you're good. You know, so I definitely want to encourage you guys. I don't want to beat y'all over the head with the bullshit, but it's very, 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 very important to know your status. It is a good time to be an American, and we have so many resources here. We're in a day and age where a lot of our predecessors didn't have some of the resources and access that we have. We have access to a lot of things. There's just a lot of things offered, and it's a lot of like medicines out there, and some people are living long, healthy lives. So it's not a death sentence, okay? None of it is a death sentence. So I encourage you guys, okay? Thank you. Do it for me, please. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for me. If you don't want to do it for me, do it for yourself. Do it for your kids. Do it for your partner. Do it for all the bitches that you can get. Do it for all the niggas that you can fuck. Do it for the longer you're going to have to wait to have sex if you don't do it right away. How about that? And yeah, definitely that. I like that. So, again, go get tested. Try to get tested at the least every 6 months or when you change partners. Thank you. That's my point. That's that. So, another status that we tend to not be aware of is our economic status. So we live in the time of the bosses. Now, I know I spoke about this, I think it was last week or the week before, but this is like the day and age of I'm a boss, you're a boss bitches, boss niggas, like everybody's so bossed up. Everybody's rich, everybody's popping, everybody is decent, everybody got money, everybody can afford this, everybody got Gucci, everybody, if you don't got the hottest or the best or the most expensive or the name brand, then you corny, and everybody's MCM this and Louis bag this, Gucci towel that, fucking Balenciaga this, but like it's just a lot. But I need us to, and again, I'm talking us in general. Anybody that watches my show, my show is not geared to any particular demographic of individuals. If it is, I like to expand. Feel free to share so that so that we can reach a wider audience, because I try not to streamline these topics. I try to speak on things that can touch and reach any and everybody. So I think that a lot of us are, for lack of better words, to get away from saying that people are frauds, I'm going to simply state that a lot of us are maybe unaware of our social status, of our socioeconomic status. So although here in this little town or in this little area of North Philly or in this little area of Uptown or this one part of South Philly or wherever, if you're in Philly or if you live in Atlanta or wherever you live, in your little area, you might be the shit. Overall, you are not even touching the surface of bossed up, of having money, of being popping. Like it's just such a twisted way of thinking that we possess that is very frustrating, and it's kind of a joke to the outsiders, the people that are literally looking down on us. And I say us because I'm in the same class with I'm in the same socioeconomic class with a lot of you guys, or most of my followers are most people. I'm a working class, fucking sometimes borderline low class, a black woman. So I live in a working class neighborhood or a middle class neighborhood, if at best a middle class neighborhood. And I have a working class job. If you have to go to work every day to pay your bills and to eat and put food in your mouth and clothe yourself, then you are technically working class. If you do not have millions in the bank, or at least six figures in the bank at this very moment where you have the option to go to work tomorrow, then you are not working class. You might just be middle class. It's 2017, so six figures ain't even that much. So I need us to kind of, let that process. I believe that a lot of us don't really allow that to process, and the reality is that's why we have so many issues, because so many people are trying to live up to a socioeconomic standpoint or standard that we are, I don't want to say in a pessimistic manner say that we'll never reach, but it's that we're nowhere near. Like, we are nowhere in competition or nowhere in the same category. Sorry, my zipper is coming down. We are not a part of the 1%. We are nowhere near scratching the surface where they even notice us. They don't even give a shit. If you don't make over $200,000 a year, then you're working class. You're working or middle class. If you make under $60,000, you're poor. Like the real kind of poor. Like, you are low class. You're a low class citizen. And that's not to say that you ain't shit. It's just to say it kind of will give you a different perspective on the things that you do, and the things that you buy, and the way that you perform, and the way that you treat your neighbor. Because I don't give a fuck where you live, whether you own your house or whatever the case, whether you own and your neighbor rents, or you rent but your neighbor gets Section 8, but y'all rent is still the same. If y'all live next door to each other, down the street from each other, around the corner from each other, or y'all can drive past each other at the gas station, y'all are on the same level. And that's more so where I'm going with this conversation, because a lot of people have this misconception that they're like up right now. It's just like, if you live around the corner from me, I don't give a fuck how much money you got. You live around the corner from me. Our houses are in the same district. Our houses, our residents we are in the same tax bracket. You live right here. So I think that a lot of people get so many things confused. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to make a little adjustment. And it's just like a lot of people get so many things confused. I have somebody on Facebook saying that they don't agree, and he's in finance. I would love for him to go ahead and give some additional feedback. So, Mr. Smith, do you mind giving a little bit of feedback? I'll be more than happy to address it if you can give something else. But yeah, so it's just basically like, I don't want us, we have this way of like looking down on thy neighbor, or looking down on the broke bitch, or calling bitches bums, or calling niggas, oh, this nigga broke, or whatever. And it's just like, well, how much more money than him do you have? So I think that we kind of get wrapped up in that, and we get wrapped up in the things. So our problem, and I'll say our, because I am a part of this percentile of broke, poor people. The problem that most of us have, or that most people allow ourselves to get so wrapped up in forgetting the status that we are now. I'm not saying we should be in a poverty-stricken depression, and it's just like, oh, I'm so poor, oh, I'm so broke, my life is over, I can't do anything, I should just kill myself. No. But what I am saying is that you just understand where you are and where you either want to be. If you want to go further, if you want to do better, then do better. If you want to be better, then be better. Go for it. Don't do shit like you don't really have any money, really. The money that you do get when you work your $35,000 a year job, you spent all of your money buying shit that has absolutely no value after you purchase it. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Like, we talked about depreciated value last week. So when you do things like, when you've accumulated a bunch of shit, like stuff, like shoes and bags, and even cars, clothes, shoes, bags, jewelry even, unless it's like real diamonds or gold that you can turn around and then sell. But even things like that, that's like short-term wealth. But if you're not establishing any type of wealth, or you're not making any type of investments, you're not purchasing any type of property, you're not figuring out a way for this money to continuously regenerate, then you're just wasting your time. and you're still going to be poor. You're just going to be poor with a nice bag to make somebody else even richer. The 1%, they provide all the bullshit that we buy. They pay 1 cent, maybe $1 to make something that you're paying $2,000, which is like your month's worth of bills. And that's real shit. Like on average, the average, I'll say probably like 20 something that lives in like a 1-bedroom apartment with no kids, gets minimal groceries, maybe takes the bus, or maybe has a car that's already paid off. Their monthly bills is probably like $2,000. You might have a little apartment, it's like $800, little electric bill $70, a little gas bill like $100, a little water bill like $40. Go and get you like $200 worth of groceries per month. Your little Transpass or your little hair and nail money, and that's your $2,000, honey. That's not a lot of money. But it is when you're looking at you're using your month's worth of expenses on one item, or your month's worth of expenses to do something stupid. Now, if you're doing things like experiences, now I'm all for experiences. If you are going on trips and you're trying to travel, then you make the most of those experiences. Go places. The same $2,000 you can blow in Miami, you can spend on a trip to Africa. It's probably like $1,800 to go to Africa. So opposed to thinking that Miami is cheaper because it's like, oh, well, the flight was only $300 and, and the hotel room was only $600, but then you go down there and you spend $1,100. It's just like, bitch, you could have got an all-inclusive over in Africa for 4 days. Like, so I'm just giving out examples, but I just feel like that's how. And I'm not going to even get into the whole thing that this is like some type of oppression and we've been geared to be this way and we don't want any more and the man is making us be like, I don't get into that. Now, I'm not against anybody who wants to go there, but my whole thing is accountability. We're going to take accountability. Fuck what my ancestors did. Fuck what the government's doing. Me, myself, personally, if you want to do more, then do fucking more. It's just that simple. You want to do better, be better. So you don't want to sit around and focus on, oh, well, this is all I can get. Because then that's how these things, this capitalism, of course, but this trickle down is so effective. The hierarchy is very effective because we buy right into it. We buy right into it. We turn around. What we do? We get income tax. They give us income tax as a joke because they know we ain't going to do nothing but spend it and give it right back. Just like, all right, we're going to scramble, throw them out a couple $1,000s. You get $4,000. Bitch don't know what to do with $4,000 when you only make $30,000 a whole year. Sorry again, guys. My zipper is like in the way. But yeah. So if you only making $35,000 a year, then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you $4,000. You're gonna get excited. You're gonna spend it on some bullshit, and guess what? You're gonna be back broke by April. It's May. Nobody has tax money no more. Everybody's tax money is gone. Everybody's. I only have a few dollars only because I didn't have nothing to buy and I saved it. But that's it. So it's just like this is how we become, or this is how we stay so stagnant. This is how we'll never go into the 1% or even the 30% because we continuously not only we buy into the bullshit, we buy intangible things, we buy things that have absolutely no value. And then, in turn, we are invaluable. Like, it's sad to say, yeah, we're valuable as human beings, but your net worth is zero. You lose your job today or tomorrow, you're not even worth the $35,000 that you make because you're not going to make it the rest of the year. So today, if you lose your job where you make, let's say, $40,000 a year, well, it's only it's only May, so you're not even halfway through the year. So far, you've only made about like $16,000. You still got the whole other half of the year to go, and what are you going to do with it? So you don't even have that value. Me too. So it's basically like, as long as we continue to stay into that, then that's as long as we continue to buy into that, that's how we'll stay right there. On top of the other thing that I feel like in regards to our economic and socio status, that we tend to like compete with each other, like I said, on the same level. We waste money on things that have no value, and then we turn around and then compete with each other we're all broke together, but it's just like, oh, I got the better this, I got the better that, and it's just like, well, you're just wasting more money than me. Neither one of us has it. Neither one of us can afford it, but you're gonna go ahead and waste yours. So that's where I go. That's where I'm saying with that. In regards to employment, know your status in regards to your employment. So I know we just spoke about like how much you make at your job, and you know if you make $30,000 or $40,000 or whatever the case. But when I say know your status in regards to your employment, know where you stand with that company. Know where you stand at that business. Know where you stand at that store. Know where you stand at that whatever you're in that organization. Know where you stand and know what your options are. Know where there is to go. If there's no type of elevation, no elevation options, there's like a very strong, there's no glass ceiling, there's no the sky's the limit attitude, then you need to understand that, begin to process that, and proceed accordingly. Now, I'm not saying quit your job if you don't get promoted tomorrow. But what I am saying is the first step of anything is just being aware. Once you have gained awareness with where you're going or where you're not going with a situation, then you can now proceed based upon that. Now, if you want to go ahead and keep that job, that's fine. But then that's when you, in the back of your mind, like, well, I either need to get another job or I need to go ahead and follow my dreams because this is not going to be my future. Or if I stay here, this is all I'm ever going to do. I'm only ever going to fucking be taking calls. I'm never going to be a manager. I'm never going to be a supervisor. I'm never going to be able to, be on the board of directors. Like, if that's not an option, that's not a realistic option for you in your company or at your job in your business, and that's something you strive for, because that's the difference. Some of you guys may not be striving for upward movement. Some people just have a job just to have that fucking job. I don't want to be a supervisor. I don't want to get promoted. I want to make this little regular ass money so I can use this money to pay my bills, because on the side, I'm so busy doing something else that I don't even give a fuck. I'm not putting forth no extra work or whatever. But if you strive for better, if you like to move up, if you're looking for upward movement, if you're looking for elevation, and that is not available to you, you need to soak it in your fucking mind, starting now, effective immediately. This is not going anywhere. And you need to get a plan of action, period. You need a plan of action, and you need to start working on it now. We live in a time where we don't have the luxury of making rash decisions. So again, don't say just Jocelyn told you to quit your job tomorrow. I'm not that. I mean, I could say I'm a low-key motivational speaker, but I'm not going to say, hey, y'all, let's quit our jobs. And then everybody's broke calling asking me for money, and I don't got none. So I'm not saying that, but at the same time, we need a plan of action. That means you need to get on your shit. You need to be somewhere with a little notebook, as I have all the time, and a pen, and figuring out what the fuck is your next move. And whether it's a 3-month plan, 6-month plan, 1-year plan in some people's instance, I got to pay my car off. I got to pay my house off. I got to finish my kids' tuition. Whatever it is, you just need to make a plan. Start making those steps, even if they're baby steps. Because what's going to happen is it's going to just be more and more time. It's just going to pass you by, and you're going to have gone absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere, and then it's just going to eventually, like, you'll get depressed and you'll just be ready to kill yourself or whatever. But realistically speaking, it's just like, if you want more, then you have to go out and get more. You can't sit around and say, oh, this job is not that. If you know the job ain't for you and you know the job's not going to give you what you're going to need, then move on. Start looking. They say the best time to get a job is when you already got a job. So go ahead. Yeah, while you're at work. You don't got to do it on a work computer just in case they want to try to catch you. But you could be on your phone applying to some goddamn job applications while you're at that fuck-ass job that you know is not going to take you where you need to be. That job can pay for you to get a new outfit to wear to your interview on your day off to a new job, a better job. See how it's just all a plan. Well, my only day off is Thursday, so when they call you for an interview, well, you be honest. Hey, I actually am employed somewhere right now. I do have this day and this day off. Do you have any availability for that? Oh, well, no, we actually only have something, something, something. We only have Mondays. Bitch, you better be at your job, switching your Thursday off for somebody that got Monday off so you can go to this goddamn interview so you can move on with your life. Or you're going to continue to be a slave at that job. And now it's nobody's fault but yours. Because once you're aware, then you're responsible. You're responsible. You're accountable for your own actions because you're aware of what's going on. You're no longer at a place where it's just like, oh, I didn't really know this, and I didn't really know it wasn't no options. Of course, when you get a job, they make it sound very attractive. Yeah, and we promote within, and blah, 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 and we have all these bonuses, and, you know, blah. 6 months in, you be like, nobody I know got promoted. Y'all just hired a stranger to come and do this damn job, and I didn't even know it was available. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, they're not going to tell you everything, but once you know, get the moving. You can't expect nobody to go on and give you nothing. Get on your shit. Yeah, so that's definitely a big thing. Like if there's no upward movement, then just start making moves. You got to make the moves on your own. You have to create the moves. Create the wave. Go with it. Okay, this ain't gonna work. Now I know that this ain't gonna work. What am I gonna do? Get a game plan. If it got to start from A to Z, get a fucking game plan as minute details as you need and get the fuck to it. Okay? Okay? Y'all hear me? All right. Good. What is it? What was I about to say? Yeah. So basically, know when the time is up. Know when to let it go. Call it quits. Wash your hands of this situation. Don't keep trying to stick it out because the reality is there's jobs everywhere. I know a lot of people say, oh, the economy's bad and this, and that. But the fact of the matter is, if you're going to be at a job, like a bullshit job where you just get paid a certain amount of money just so you can pay your bills, you can go work at fucking McDonald's. I think they get paid like $11 an hour now. You can go work at a supermarket. You can go work at the fucking mall. You can work at the goddamn gas station. You can work at the cable company. You can get a fucking job at the laundromat. You can work somewhere and get some money, okay? There's jobs out there. Hey. So, you don't want to just go ahead and just keep on like, oh, well, let me sit there and blah, blah, blah. Get to it and you'll be good. So, speaking of knowing when it's time to walk away, we'll move to the next topic, relationships and friends. So I combine these together, but I'll touch on each. So, knowing your status with your friends. I'll start with friends. Knowing your status with your friends. Knowing which friend are you. Knowing what friend you are. What friends you have around. Who's who. Whose job is what. Whose position is what. Who plays what role. And how to process all of that. And how to proceed once you're aware of where you stand. Because again, just like anything else, just like with the jobs, just like with your STD status, just like in relationships, just like anything, if it ain't good, it got to fucking go. You hear what I'm saying? If it ain't good, it gotta go. We gotta get selfish out here. We have to get selfish and just think about if this is not working, this is not conducive for me. This is not adding any type of value to my life. If it's adding, even if it doesn't necessarily add value, if it's not doing nothing but stressing me the fuck out, you gotta go. I love you, but you gotta go. So I know I talked about this in one of my other shows, probably a few other times, but it's still very relevant and it still applies today. Knowing your status with your friends. So more so, I want to speak on what it is that you do, where you are, knowing your status. This is not to some of my other topics that I may have addressed friends may have been about what your friends do or don't do for you, or what they do to you, where you're whining, complaining, blah, 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 blah. Been there, done that. We're going to talk about it ourselves. Because this is a show about accountability. Because knowing your status. You can't control anybody else's actions. You can't control anybody else's performance, their thoughts, their values, their morals. You have no control over how somebody else performs. But what you do have is control over how you perform, the things you do, the things you accept once you're aware of a situation. So when you're speaking about your friends, I feel as though you have a pretty general idea where you stand with certain people. For some of us, it may be subconsciously. Like, it's something that you kind of purposely push into the back of your head so far because you don't want to think about it. And it's just like, but no. No, she ain't really like that. TT ain't really doing me like that. No, They don't always, no. Fuck that. You know, you're aware. And once you're aware, you are officially accountable. You can no longer say, oh, she's doing me so wrong. Oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, she ain't shit. No, you're not shit. You're a dumbass for continuously involving yourself and subjecting yourself to such abuse. It's really a form of abuse. If you're being used and abused and misused and mistreated by a friend or even a family member, then you are signing up for this. Nobody. You're not responsible to take anything from anybody. We didn't even get to relationships yet. But as far as friendship is not supposed to be painful. Fuck that. If it hurts, fuck that. Scratch that. Fuck if it hurts. If it don't feel good, then it gotta go. Period. It has to go. Now, everything is not supposed to be peaches and cream, and yeah, you have your friends, and they supposed to tell you and help you, make it through things. But at the same time, if it don't feel good to you, if you feel pain from this situation, if you feel agony, if you feel stress, if you feel anxiety, if you don't feel good vibes from a friend or a group of friends or an environment or a situation that you're in, remove your fucking self. Trust me, being alone is not that bad. It's not as bad as it is just consistently subjecting yourself to pain, agony, and bullshit just to be a part of a group. Or just to say, I have friends. Or just to say, I feel love. Or just to say, I got a bitch to go out with me. Go out by your goddamn self. You probably meet some thorough ass bitches that got money and you ain't got to fucking pay for them. You might be some better bitches that's going to be able to put you onto some shit instead of you always being the put on her. You know what I mean? So it's nothing wrong with removing yourself from unhealthy situations, especially when it comes to friends. Because a lot of us, even the bros before hoes concept, it's just like a lot of us put our friends ahead of a lot of things, especially like when, now I don't even want to say when you're young, but if you're single, if you don't have children, if you're not really into your family like that, you put your friends on a pretty high pedestal. Like I hold my friends pretty dear to me, but I also have a really good relationship with my family, and I also have 2 children, and I'm in and out of relationships, so it's just like my friends aren't like my life, but I need them, and I hold them to a very high standard and a very high importance and value in my life. But at the same time, there's other people that really, 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 like, their friends are their family. They're it. And that's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if those family members and that everything, if your friends are really your life and they're not healthy friends, then what does that say about your life? What does your life consist of? A bunch of bullshit. If your friends are nothing but a bunch of drama-filled catty whores, the odds are they're not adding any value. We discussed previously what your circle says about you. What it says about the things that you can accomplish. What it says about how far you're going to go. If this is who you choose to associate yourself with, then yeah, the odds are you're probably not going to really be able to make that many moves because you with people that's not really leveling you up at all. So you need to be with people that are... Everybody that you're around doesn't have to be better than you or make more money than you. I mean, I know that it's encouraged to be with people that are able to inspire with you, to inspire you, and of course to be able to put you on and that are at levels that you may want to achieve or they may have surpassed where you are. But that may not even necessarily be the situation. It can be as simple as the vibes that people bring around you. I have people around me that just me being with them makes me feel like in a good mood. Like makes me just feel in positive spirits. That's important to me. For a person like me, I get stressed really easily. Like I have a lot going on. My life is like borderline chaotic. It's just like, oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. Da-da-da-da-da. So just for somebody's presence to be able to calm me, that's important to me. Now somebody else, some of you guys may have different things that you value in a person. You may have that one friend that you know. Of course, we want a friend that we can call at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, hey, girl, my tire blew. Can you please just come out your bed and come and get me? Yeah, we want somebody that's dependable. We want somebody that's loyal, that no matter what we have going on, no matter what circle they're in, what area they could be in Hong Kong, they're going to speak good about me. They're going to sing praises to my name. They're going to ride for me no matter what. They're not going to let anybody talk about me or anything like that. So, yeah, we want that too. We want dependability. We want loyalty. We want honesty. I talked about that in the episode, I want to say it was probably like 8 or 9, when you want to be that honest friend. You want somebody that's going to be honest with you and say, yo, Jocelyn, you're tripping right now. I think that you should not do that. Don't think too deep into it. Just go with it. Just enjoy it. Have fun. Yo, why you keep doing that? Stop fucking doing that. You do that shit all the time, and you need to stop. And that's why this, and that is happening. Yes, I need honest friends. I do. Yo, Josh, you tripping. You doing too much. You need to calm down. Maybe you should take a second. Won't you do this? Won't you do that? I think you need to address this. I think you need to reevaluate that. So, of course, we want that honest friend. We want somebody that's going to be in your ass. Somebody that got your back. But you also need somebody, you don't need that same person to have a whole lot of drama and shit to come with them. Like, the pros have to outweigh the cons. So if you're giving me a lot, you're adding value to my life, and you're there to be there for me, and you're there to keep me level-headed, and you're there to balance me out, and you're there to be my shoulder to cry on, and my partner in crime when I need to go somewhere, and my stylist, and all of those things are good. But if your energy is off, honey, I might start with weaning myself off of you and see you every now and then and see if this gets better. And when we do get around each other, because sometimes y'all just be with y'all friends too damn much, and it's just suffocating. It's just like, oh, you went from this is fun to this is exhausting. It's nothing wrong with having that fun friend that wants to go out and party. But, bitch, I can't go out every day. I can't go out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the only days I get the rest is half-ass Tuesday and Thursday. No, I can't with you. This is too much. I can't go out drinking and smoking every single day. I don't want to drink and smoke every day. That's not my life. That might be yours, and it's no shade. But that's not my life, and this is making me tired. I keep being late for work. I keep not being able to get up and take my kids to school. I just can't do nothing because I'm so busy running around after your ass, and you don't got no goddamn job. So you ain't got nowhere to be in the morning. You ain't got to get up till 1:30 if you want to. So no, I can't do that. And a real friend, a good friend, will say, hey, I should probably stop inviting her out because we don't have the same life. But it's not their responsibility. It's for you to say, bitch, we don't got the same life. I'm going to catch you on the weekend. And that be the end of it. So it's just like we want to place the blame on other people. But again, this is a show about accountability. This is an episode about you guys being accountable for yourself and for your actions, and understanding that you don't have any control over anybody else. Knowing your status, where you stand with the person, where you stand in the situation. If you are the friend that has the job and has the responsibilities, and that's the irresponsible friend, then that's what you are. And take accountability for that, and then proceed as the responsible friend. Why don't you say, hey girl, maybe you shouldn't go out today, but I did see that Walmart's hiring. I did see that Expresses in the Liberty Place is hiring. I did see when I was out on a date that Red Lobster is hiring. That's how you turn around and be the responsible friend. You don't have to cut your friend off, but because what type of friend are you? If you're a responsible friend and you know you have an irresponsible friend, then why are you not using your responsible nature and characteristics to help your friend out, instead of just allowing them to spiral out of control? Everybody's here to add value to each other. It has to be a reciprocated process. If they're giving you value and you're just sitting around just knowing that they ain't shit and you're not trying to help them, then you're just as bad. You see where I'm going with that? So I hope you guys can understand that I'm trying to continuously flip it back on where you stand, which you have to do. Because you can't keep on saying, oh, well, you ever meet a person that everything that's wrong with them is somebody else's fault? It's just like, oh, girl, why you ain't got no job? That fucking job, they ain't even like me. They fucking fired me for some dumb shit. Okay. Oh, girl, what happened to your car? Fucking PPA gonna take my fucking car. Fucking cops gonna pull me over. They gonna take my fucking car. Oh, girl, what happened to your house? My fucking landlord gonna fucking take me to court. Did it? Bitch, no. You lost your job because you don't do a good job or you was always fucking late. You lost your fucking car because you was driving around with no fucking license and you didn't pay them fucking tickets. You lost your fucking house because you didn't pay your rent because you was so busy twerking and popping at the fucking neighborhood bar and you didn't pay your bills. See what I'm saying? It's just like, you don't want to be that person. It's not about what everybody else did. What the fuck did you do? What do you do? Where do you stand in all of this? What's your role and responsibility in what's happening here? Everything can't be somebody else's fault. So in relationships, you can't blame nobody else. You can't say, oh, well, I ain't with him no more because we ain't work out. He fucking cheated on me. Now, I'm not saying, I don't want y'all to get it twisted, I'm not giving a pass on the cheaters. But I've been in relationships, so many, y'all know. I've been cheated on. I don't think I've ever cheated on anybody. I stand by that. But I've spoken to cheaters. I've been cheated on. And although it's not okay in a relationship, this shit got to be 100 and 100. If your partner is not getting something out of you and they decide to seek it elsewhere, then you are responsible. Period. Now, y'all might not agree with me. I might be about to get some little frowny faces and y'all might be about to comment with some shit. Come on, bring it to me. I don't care. We got 10 minutes. Let's go. 11 minutes. But realistically speaking, know where you stand in a situation. Know what you bring to the table when we're talking about relationships. As y'all can see, I easily glided into that. So in regards to a relationship, know where you stand. Know what it is that you're bringing. Don't always worry about, because a lot of people, especially nowadays, well, what are you bringing to the table? What do you got to offer me? And bitch, what do you got? A lot of us, men and women, old and young, money and broke, are coming with a long laundry list of requirements, and we don't got shit. It's just like, well, wait a minute. What exactly? You're cute. Don't get me wrong. Bitches be bad as shit. Don't got no value outside of you look good. Anything else? That's it? You done? All you got? This is all you got? This is all you got. This little body and this little cute face. That's not enough, honey. That's not enough. Because I'm not saying sex gets boring. But first of all, everybody that's cute don't have good sex. So that's first and foremost. If y'all didn't know that, I'm sorry, I got like a hair in my nose. Sorry, guys. If y'all didn't know that, I would like to go ahead and put that out there. Bad bitch or cute girl or nice looking guy, sexy body does not equal good sex. Sorry to break it to you guys. I don't know if y'all haven't experienced this yet. If y'all are still living in a fantasy world where y'all are assuming that everybody that looks good has good sex. No. Let alone they look good and they don't have shit else. Some of them, all they got is good sex. But it's just like, we have to understand that that's not enough. Not when you're 31. Looking good and having good sex is just not going to do it, honey. Because I can have sex with a different person every day to keep the dream alive. If it's about, oh, I just need to get my rocks off. What exactly do you have? What's your substance? What's your whole thing? Like, what's your status in this situation? Where do you stand? So it's like, are people there to? So when we, in regards to the relationship, and I just want to make sure I say this right, the way I'm trying to get it out. Don't fucking require something. And number one, not only that you don't know, that you don't possess on your own or that you don't have. Basically, don't ask for something that you can't give right back. But not only that, a lot of us don't even know what it is that we have to give. What do you offer? What do you have to offer? When somebody asks you, hey, Jocelyn, what you bringing to the table? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm cute. I'm nice. I'm fun. I got a cute little fat butt and a nice little boy head. That's not enough, honey. That's not enough. People can see this shit all day on Instagram and Facebook and, you know what I mean, social media. Like, we live in a day and age where we have to understand that people need to get back to the substance. So many things are getting lost in the shuffle, and it's just like, oh, people are so wrapped up in the looks, or like not even the looks, but more so the surface of what people have, and it's just like nobody's getting to the bottom of the substance of what people have to offer. Right, basically know your worth. Like know what it is you have to bring to the table before you start getting out your pencil and pen and telling motherfucker what they better be bringing to you. Like what value are you prepared to add to this person? Fuck what they got, but what are you gonna bring to them? So when you're in a situation like, oh, your nigga or your bitch cheated on you, it's just like, okay, well, where do I fit in? What exactly did I do? What could I have done differently? What was I not doing? And a lot of people don't take that into consideration. They don't process the fact that you have to give something. You have to bring it. You can't just be a taker. You can't just take, and give nothing in return. And I'm not just talking about monetary or like items or, just tangible things. But in turn, you can't expect somebody to be there for you and to support you and, be your shoulder to cry on and give you anything that you need and, massage your back and cook you dinner, and then you don't do nothing from them but look cute and walk around and be cute for pictures. That's not enough. The same person that's supporting you needs support. The same person that's patting your back needs you to pat theirs sometimes too. The same person that's there, having your back no matter what and, going out of their way for you needs you to sometimes go out of your way for them. Same person that's buying you gifts wants you to buy them some gifts too. I talked about this before. Men like flowers. You don't just expect the nigga to just buy you flowers or a bitch or your significant other or whatever to always give you gifts and spoil you. You gotta spoil them too. Even if they do it more, it's okay. But somebody just wants to know that you're willing. That you're willing to do something, that you're willing to go the other mile. It's just like, okay, I'm not gonna make my girl come and do this, but I would like to know that if I needed her to, she would. Without me having to fall on the ground and make a big ass fucking fit. I need to know that you're willing to do that. I need to know that for whatever reason, if I ever actually need you, then you are here. If I ever actually need something, I don't want to feel like I'm continuously pouring, and I'm not getting, any type of reciprocation. Because reciprocity is key, especially in relationships. If it's not a give and take, of course, they don't have the same thing to give to you as you have to give to them. I don't want the same shit that I got given. No, I'm not saying, oh, I give you money, you give me money back. I don't want that. That's stupid. Fuck, I can just keep my money. That's counterproductive. I don't need that. But at the same time, I'm going to need to know that as much as I'm giving on this end, like I have this list of shit to give. I can give support. I can give money. I can give time. I can give attention. I can give affection. But then what can you get? I'm going to need some of that affection back. I'm going to need some attention from you. I don't want to feel like I'm just racing after you and chasing after you and you're not paying me no goddamn mind. I don't want to feel like I got to call you every 5 minutes and my phone call look like my phone list look like a whole bunch of outgoing calls. I got a whole bunch of outgoing text messages and I don't get nothing in return. I done sent you 8 gray messages and then you just got the 2 blue Johns. Even something that small. So go back and look at your text messages, maybe. Go look at your text messages and see who am I texting and they're not texting me back. Whether it's a friend, relationship, whatever. And just figure out what it is that, how people fit in, basically. Knowing your status as far as what do you bring to the table? What do you have to offer? And what value are these people adding to you? And what value are you willing to give back? Are you getting anything in return? Prioritize the people that you have in your life. Like I said, whether it's friends, family members, relationships, whatever. Just prioritize. You don't have to cut people off, but deal with them based on where they fit in. You don't necessarily get top rank. You don't get me all night. How about that? This is the best way for me to sum it up for you guys. So when I say prioritize the people based on where they fit in, again, I would never say cut off your friend that you've been friends with for 8 years. No, you don't have to cut her off. But she may or may not be the person that you need to talk to all day, every day. That's not the energy that you need. That person that's not working, that doesn't want anything for themselves, that's always in some drama, fucking a different nigga every day, about to fight somebody, baby mom, and all that. You don't need that type of drama. But you can talk to her once in a while. And when you want to go out and when you want to turn up, holla at her. She don't need to get cut off, but you could talk to her like every other weekend. Hit her up. Hey, girl, you good? If you see something in the newspaper that's hiring, or Monster.com still emailing you because you just got your job, go on to forward that email. That's how you be a good friend to her. That's how you try to get her out of her situation. Instead of dwelling on, you know, her and her misfortunes, that's how you help get her out of her situation. So you go ahead and forward her some emails. You go ahead and, but as far as people or partners or things like that, so the person that you don't never really get the chance to see, and they don't really give you no fucking play or whatever, and y'all don't never talk or whatever the case, okay, you don't gotta delete their number and block them, but you can, when you see them, what's up? You can hit them with a, hey, how you doing? Send them a little blow kiss now and there, but no, you can't talk to me all night long. No, at nighttime, I'm with the motherfucker that has fucking showed me some compassion all day and was there when I had a headache over the weekend and was, you know, there to make me something to eat and rub my feet when I was tired. And that's who can get my nights. That's who gets my nights. That's who, after when I turn my phone on Do Not Disturb, that's who I'm with. Yeah. That's who gets that time. But the other person, they still could be around. It's just like, oh, well, y'all holla at you. We ain't beefing. You just not, this is your priority. You're like number 11. And that's it. Basically, give them the energy that they put out. It's just like, okay, well, this is what I'm getting from you, so this is what I'm going to give back. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that's why the topic was know your status. Just know where you fit in places. Because people show you where you stand with them. They're showing you by their actions where you stand. A motherfucker can hit you up once a week and say, oh my God, I miss you so much. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But if you don't talk to them again for a whole nother week, then those actions just spoke louder than those words. Just like, well, yeah, you missed me, but I didn't talk to you. I haven't seen you in a week. And then I didn't talk to you again for another week. So here we go. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today. I really appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you for being here. I'm sorry to my Instagram people when I had the technical difficulties in the beginning. Again, today's show was sponsored by Truly Blue Events, and today's winner of the white chocolate stiletto with infused strawberries, or your choice of the white chocolate stiletto with infused strawberries, or a dozen infused cupcakes, is Philly Aries on Instagram. So I'm going to comment Philly Aries on Instagram if you're still watching. You were today's winner. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you guys all for your support. Thanks for watching. Feel free to share this video. Comment if you guys still have anything to say. Y'all can inbox me if y'all need the information. Once again, know your status, know your status, know your status. Go to www.gettested.cdc.gov for local testing sites in your area. If you need any more information on any of the information that I said today, feel free to comment under this video, inbox me. All my Instagram people, if you were late, this video will be up on YouTube immediately following today's video. I want to thank you guys so much. I love you all. Good night. Mwah. Mwah.